Hi, my name is Shayn Peirce-Cottler, and I'm an Associate Professor of Biomedical Engineering at the University of Virginia. I became interested in engineering when I was a junior in high school. I was taking AP Biology and AP Calculus and loving both of those classes. And I vividly remember when my dad told me that biomedical engineering, which was a relatively new field at the time, was a category of engineering that combines both math and biology. Also, my dad is an engineer. He's an environmental engineer. And I remember visiting his laboratory at Duke University when I was a little girl and being fascinated by the real-world problems that he and his students were solving through their research and design efforts. And this convinced me that I wanted to become an engineer, a biomedical engineer. So I started studying and learning more about engineering when I got to college. I majored in biomedical engineering at the Johns Hopkins University, and I was most motivated to pursue a career in engineering when I realized that I could help patients and doctors and other healthcare professionals by designing medical devices and new therapies. And this was really exciting to me. So I came to this realization when I started working in a laboratory as a sophomore in college. We were studying how muscle cells in the heart exert forces. So in order to be prepared, some foundational classes I took in high school included physics, chemistry, and as I've already mentioned, calculus and biology. I particularly enjoyed taking biology and calculus because they challenged me in different ways, but in ways that I saw as being quite synergistic. So biology is all about complexity. It requires a lot of memorization of different pathways and processes, but I was always captivated by the idea that such complex forms, whole organisms, and even populations and ecosystems could arise from a few simple building blocks of life. So how DNA inside of our cells can determine how we as human beings look, feel, and respond to diseases. Thinking about how the human body works has always been a fascination of mine. And in some strange way, calculus seemed like an antidote to the complexity, or really a way to wrangle it into some form that I could measure and understand using numbers. So biology is constantly changing, and this makes it incredibly confusing, but also very fascinating. But on the other hand, calculus is predictable and reliable, and gives us the tools and the framework to help understand how things change. So in this way, calculus and biology are like a perfect couple. They both need each other, but for different reasons. So in my current profession as a professor, my responsibilities include conducting research and teaching students. Specifically, my students and I conduct research to understand how tissues regenerate when they have become wounded or diseased. So we're interested in studying specifically how the growth of new blood vessels, the smallest blood vessels in our body, help to jumpstart the tissue regeneration process. And because I'm an engineer, I spend a lot of time thinking about how we can design therapies to enhance tissue regeneration. So as an engineer, I often apply my knowledge of physiology, pathology, math, physics, and chemistry to help me in my profession. But some other skills that help me a lot are being able to communicate effectively and work in teams with other people who have different backgrounds from me. People who are not necessarily scientists or engineers, but might be doctors or patients or even nurses or the families of patients. So my best advice for someone interested in pursuing a career in biomedical engineering is to be curious, work hard, be unafraid of taking risks, and be creative.